Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and we're winding down 2025, fixing to leap off into 2026, and a lot of people wait until the end of the year or want to start the year off to build a home. But it's not like a track home when you're building a custom home. You have to start from the ground up. They may have plans, but there's still a whole lot more questions that have to be answered. Let's talk about that a little bit. Say they have their lot, and they have a home that they like the layout. What's the turnaround time, or is there really something you can figure on something like that?
Yeah, no, I mean, you've got the, you've got a couple of different things we've got to jump through. We've got to jump through either lending, which, most people get some type of or form of a construction loan. So the approval of that typically takes around 30 days. And then we've got engineering, which is through Aaron and Franklin. They say on their paperwork 4 to 6 weeks. Sometimes it runs a little quicker than that, but I always kind of tell people lean on the 6 weeks, just for the fact that they may be busy. And then you've got to go into the permitting process. And the permitting process is, we talked about it a couple of times on here, can be different depending on how close you are to the water. You're within 1,000 foot of the water, mean of high tide. GLO comes involved. Well, GLO gets 10 business days for their approval. They typically take all 10. And so, the permitting process, which if you're outside of that 1,000 foot, used to take about 3 days. Now it takes about a week and a half to 2 weeks. I mean, the ladies over there, they've gone to an online system. It takes them a little bit longer. You have to upload all the documents onto the computer system. And then they've got basically, once you upload it, they respond the following day. So there's a little bit of more of a lag time now than what maybe there used to be whenever it was a direct communication. But it runs smoother. It's very easy to do. It just takes a little bit more time. So I kind of tell people that process there, just go ahead and plan on 2 weeks. And then, then you've got to figure out, are we doing undying sewer or are we doing septic? If you're doing septic, we've got to get it and send it over to the septic engineer for him to draw. He's got to submit it back to the county health department to be able to get their approval. They give their stamp. You can't get your permit until they give in their stamp on it. So another 2.5 weeks for that to go.
Sounds like 90 days.
It's going to take, it's going to take all of 2.5 months typically. Okay. Some people can get it ran through a little quicker. And it happens from time to time, but I just always tell people 2 to 2.5 months, you really need to plan on that. Okay. That also gives us enough time because if you just come to me with a blueprint, we don't have a bid. The bank needs a bid. Well, you can't get the loan until we get the bid. The bid doesn't just come, just overnight. I mean, that's something that we take a lot of, we want to go into detail with. I don't just throw out numbers of, it costs this amount of money per square foot to build a house. What house are we building? Does it have a front deck, back deck, wraparound deck? Does it have no deck? Is it all covered? Is it uncovered? How much living space do we have? How many bathrooms? Are we doing built-ins? Are we doing, there's a lot of different questions, and we get that phone call a lot, and people are, so-and-so gave me this price per square foot, or my buddy built a house, and this is how much it cost him a square foot. Well, unless we're building that house, when was that house built? Was it built 5 years ago, or was it built this past year?
What about material? At one point it was hard getting pilings, or some people had trouble getting pilings and certain woods that they needed. Are we through that now? Is pilings pretty easy to get?
Yeah, pilings are easy to get. I mean, your longer length pilings, your 36s and above, still take a couple of weeks to come in, just for the fact of they don't harvest that many trees that are that long. And so you have to deal with that a little bit, but as far as the lumber shortage or anything of that nature,
we're not
beyond
seeing that anymore. What about the interior? You're going through and you've designed this house. You're going to build custom cabinets. It's going to have granite countertop. Can all that, the color of the granite, the color of the interior, can all that be picked out as the process is going on, so that's not going to hold up anything?
No, we typically give a selection sheet at the beginning of the process and say, here, it's a live document on Google Sheets. Fill it out as you go. Sometimes the people are they go and pick out everything out at the very beginning, and then sometimes people just kind of pick it out as we go. I prefer you pick it out as you go, because that way we don't have a bunch of changes.
Right.
Because a lot of times people will see something like, oh, I didn't know it was going to look like that. Or, oh, I found this color over here that I really like, but I've already picked this out. So I wait to buy things until we actually need them.
Yeah.
And I don't buy it way out in advance, because I don't want you to be stuck with it. Because if I buy it, it's yours. I mean,
Right.
That's what you picked out. So it kind of works better if we just kind of do it like that. But we've had some customers that give us like a book or a binder, basically with all their selections in it, room by room, and it's very, very nice to have that, because they're prepared, and they know what they want.
They've done their work.
Absolutely.
Research.
And so, but it's also one of those deals of sometimes those things change, or maybe when they pick it out, it's available, and whenever we go to order it, it's not available.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta play with that a little bit. But typically nowadays, with everything being online, if you find me a light fixture out of Home Depot, and it's one of their major brands, if Home Depot doesn't have it, we may be able to find it on online somewhere else that does have it. And so it's just very easy to kind of mix and match now, where you used to just like, okay, Tri Supply was the only person that carried this lighting manufacturer. Well, that's not the case anymore. And then you've got everybody else who makes one that looks just like it as well. So
I was going to say, with the internet now, it's really, you go online and see who's carrying it at the time. A custom home is built to your likings. It's not a track home. It's not a used home. Custom homes are built to the way you want it. And I tell you what, if you haven't gone in and looked at some of the photos of some of the things that Landon and Prestige has done over the years, you really need to, because getting ideas from other homes is fine. Copying other homes, I hate to see when people want to build the exact same home, but get a little bit of this home and a little bit of this home, a little bit of this home, makes it your home. And that's sort of the way I look at it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'll use a job that we just finished over here off of Atkinson. And I mean, the lady designed these mosaics that go on the inside of the shower and on the backsplash. And I mean, she built it all herself. I mean, like, that is truly what custom is.
Right.
I mean, we go through the roof layout in the living room, and the way it was drawn up on the plan doesn't work. And we modify it in the field to make it work and make it, bring that elevation to life
Right.
in the field. That's what custom is. It's
Right.
not just saying, okay, we're just going to build a hip roof house, and it's just going to be 9-foot ceilings throughout, and we're going to paint it this gray color everywhere, and we're going to paint the baseboards white, and we're going to use prefab. That's not custom. That's
Right.
not what we do.
Right.
We don't even do that in a spec home. We don't do prefab anything. Everything is built on site
Right.
or to fit that house, and that's what custom's about.
I know in a lot of your spec homes that you've done, when you walk in your home, it's a grand entry.
Mm-hmm.
It's tall ceilings, and especially like the home over there where it's all the way back to the kitchen.
Yeah.
It just makes a grand entry, and then you have the bedrooms off to the side. So, well, like I said, we're winding down 2025, fixing to jump into 2026. If you've thought about a home, now's the time to start. A lot of people, like Landon said, have a book made up where they have all their selections already done, and it really makes the job go probably quicker before it's all over with, and easier as a custom builder. So for more information on Prestige Custom Builders, to get information, you've met Allison. She's going to be your first point of contact 99.9% of the time. Go online to their website, prestigeCustomBuilders.net. Fill out the form. That way there's a way to track everything all the way through the process. You've got a record of everything, and they can contact you and set up your initial meeting. What's the initial meeting like? What is it?
It's a Zoom or a phone call, but typically I like to do Zoom just so I can kind of get an idea of who I'm talking to, who I'm working with. They get a feel for me. I mean,
Right.
A lot of people watch this show. They do, they'll watch some of our stuff on YouTube. But I like to just kind of get that familiarity.
Break the ice.
Yeah, I mean, just to kind of figure out, because I've always said, and I tell people this all the time, that first interview is just as much an interview for you as it is for me.
Right.
And because I want to know that we can work together as well.
Right, right. Well, for more information, like I said, visit their website, follow them on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, everything. And you can keep up with some of the projects they have going on. Landon, thanks for 2025. We're fixing to dive off into 2026. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye. Video equipment is sponsored by Crystal Beach Decor and More, located at 1959 Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas, and Beachy Beatnik Boutique and Jewelry, located at 970 Surfside and Highway 87 in Crystal Beach, Texas. Thank you to these two businesses for being our 2025 video equipment sponsor for Bolivar Live.